So thanks to Nando V Movies for creating this series. I'm a little late to the party, but once again he assembled a super team of YouTubers, this time to talk about their favorite scenes in the X-Men movies. Then he expanded it to across all X-Men media, allowing me, a burgeoning YouTuber, to add my 2 cents into this great series. Now I'm subscribed to many of the YouTubers on the playlist and I watch their videos on a regular basis. Their analysis of film is amazing and the video essays they produce are both insightful and thoroughly entertaining. Me, I've made a few videos about getting decent internet. So what made me want to join this X-Men conversation? Maybe it's that I've been a fan of the X-Men for about 40 years. Now I've had a love and hate relationship with the movies. Mostly for destroying canon and ruining the X-Men timeline. But I can honestly say that for the most part, I found some enjoyment in almost all of them. Even this one.
Perfect.
But not this one. I refuse to show a clip from this movie. This is one of the few movies that I prefer Justice League over.
Well, I believe in truth. But I'm also a big fan of justice.
The Snyder Cut's coming, baby. I didn't pick a movie scene because 1, I'm late to the party, and all of the scenes I would have chosen have already been analyzed in spectacular fashion. And 2, I was first introduced to the X-Men in comics. That's where I fell in love with these characters, and that's where most of my impactful moments with them are. So my one excellent scene comes from Uncanny X-Men issues 139 and 140. Now I know I'm dating myself, but I can remember buying issue 140 as a new comic, fresh off the newsstand in the stationery store, and issue 139 as a back issue from Dragon's Den, a comic book shop in Yonkers. Yes, kids, these did exist. These 2 issues were during the great Chris Claremont, John Byrne run on the title, and were the start of a new chapter in the X-Men at the time. The Dark Phoenix story arc had just wrapped up. Jean Grey died, for the moment. And Cyclops quit the X-Men, again, for the moment. Kitty Pryde joins the group. Wolverine caught the fashion bug and felt the need to change his wardrobe. And this marks the first time that another X-Man learns Wolverine's alias is Logan. Wait, are you telling me that for the last 4+ years, the X-Men treated Wolverine like he was the guy on the couch?
Yo, Thurgood, why don't you get your boy the guy to lend you some money, yo? You certainly let him stay here long enough.
Man, that's Brian's boy. I let him stay here.
I don't know, man.
No one asked him his name? Before I get into my one excellent scene, let me paint the picture of the 2-issue story arc. The X-Men are training, trying to get back to normal, reincorporating Angel, who had just rejoined the group. Kitty witnesses this danger room session. Angel is rusty, the X-Men avoid disaster. Wolverine tells Professor X that he is going up to Canada to tie up loose ends with Alpha Flight. Nightcrawler tags along. They get up to Canada and find half of Alpha Flight in the north part of the country, tracking the missing half of a family that was camping and a mysterious animal. The animal turns out to be the Wendigo, a mythical creature that's really a man transformed into a beast by a mystical curse. Wolverine then flashes back to his first appearance in comics, where he fought both the Hulk and the Wendigo. Yet another loose end for Wolverine, as the Wendigo escaped their previous encounter. The 2 X-Men and 3 Alpha Flight members team up to fight the beast and rescue the missing family members. They realize the only way to defeat the Wendigo is to lift the curse from the man trapped inside, and the only way to do that is to render the Wendigo unconscious. They managed to do this, but at the cost of Alpha Flight's shapeshifter, Snowbird, becoming an actual Wolverine and being consumed by its ferocious persona. The X-Men Wolverine is forced to confront her and help her transform back into her normal self. Shaman then uses his powers to release the curse of the Wendigo. The aftermath has the 2 X-Men pondering the morality and consequences of their own violence, and more specifically Wolverine's. The last page of issue 140 would be considered a post-credit scene today, setting up the next great story arc, the Days of Future Past. Now, my one excellent scene is actually a few panels from issue 140, where Wolverine is face to face with the Snowbird / Wolverine. Throughout both issues, there's a recurring theme showing Logan's maturing leadership capabilities. This is intentional, as John Byrne, a fellow Canuck, has always wanted to flesh out Wolverine's character in the comic, transforming him from a one-dimensional, short-tempered brute to a much more mysterious and complex anti-hero. This scene with Wolverine and Snowbird is the culmination of Wolverine's transformation into leader, especially considering their earlier interaction, a few pages before, when Wolverine and Snowbird are tracking the Wendigo. Wolverine is in his element and tells Snowbird not to waste her time trying to follow the Wendigo as a bird flying in the air because of the thick forest. She agrees and acknowledges that although she doesn't like Wolverine, she sees that he is an undeniable leader. And his leadership is displayed even further when he tells her to leave to go get the others, and she questions why she should be the one to go. He responds, "Because I can't fly, dummy, and speed is important right now," giving her both direction and answering her question with logic, albeit with an insult. Fast forward to Snowbird, transformed into an actual Wolverine. After violently subduing the Wendigo, she's unable to change back to her human form because the animal's persona overwhelms her. Shaman wants to use the same spell that he plans to use to lift the Wendigo curse on Snowbird to help her get back to her human form. It's Wolverine that tells him that it's not a good idea, because if he does that, he may be too tired to lift the Wendigo curse before the beast regains consciousness, and then they'd be back at square one. Logan takes it upon himself to confront Snowbird, but not with his usual instinctive combative tactics, but with reasoning, talking, and establishing an intimate emotional connection, which even he knows is not really in his wheelhouse. Yet he applies the same will that he has when he's fighting, and does not stop until he reaches Snowbird and she transforms back into her human form. And even then he doesn't stop, and still comforts and empathizes as only he can with Snowbird about her traumatic experience being trapped inside an animal, something Logan knows all too well, being the Wolverine. I just love how this shows Wolverine thinking a step ahead of everyone else as a leader should, and then taking the responsibility to help Snowbird even when it requires him to step away from his usual methods or instincts. Exit Wolverine the brute, enter Wolverine the leader. Well, this wraps up my one excellent scene. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get a chance to check out the Chris Claremont, John Byrne, and Terry Austin run of the Uncanny X-Men, as it produced some of the best storytelling ever in comics. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out all the great videos on this excellent playlist. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.